Hello everybody and welcome to the video. I hope you're all safe and I hope you're all well, and today I'm going to talk about my experience one year ago on Velocity 2 at Zip World. So, it's been a year since one of the biggest days of my life. For those who knew me before YouTube, which I'm sure most of you did, because I didn't do YouTube at the time, as I've only just started it this year. It's almost been a year since I've done YouTube. Oh my gosh. Sorry, getting sidetracked. But, yeah, so it's been a year since I went on Zip. It went to Zip World. I can't say the word properly. I know I'm Welsh, but I can't say the word properly, so I'm just going to say quarry. I went to the quarry where the world's fastest... I think it's the world's fastest, and it's the... Is it the longest? I don't know. But it's a mile long, the zip wire. I know it's definitely the fastest in the world. And, yeah, if you know me, I love my speed, I love my racing, but this is completely different to just sitting in a car going 100 miles an hour, which I have thankfully done since in obviously with my BTCC experience with Team Hard, but nothing could prepare me for what I was about to do a year ago, and I'm just getting emotional thinking about it, because it was the biggest challenge of my life at the time, and I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I was feeling and how we came and did it, you know. So yeah, I hope you don't mind me rambling on a bit. So I for years I knew about Zip World for years, and the Velocity 2 zip wire, and I've always wanted to give it a go. I always like how do I describe it? Well, I like being in an aeroplane and flying. I know that's not the way to roller coaster. That's it. I like roller coasters and all that, when you get to Alton Towers or somewhere like that, and how fast you go on the rides and their G-forces on your body. It's a bit like being in a race car, actually, I've since discovered. But so I'd always dreamed about doing Zip World, and COVID kind of gave me the opportunity to do that, if that makes sense, because a big obstacle was money, because I love going to races and I can't always afford to do other things that I would like to do. And another thing, obviously in normal life also, I do performing. That also costs money to get to rehearsals, to pay for membership as well. So with neither of those things happening last year because of COVID, and I've still not performed since, it gave me the opportunity to explore Zip World, and I was so lucky because it was just before the second Welsh lockdown, and Zip World never reopened. Uh, 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 well, it has reopened obviously now, but I mean, it didn't reopen until about March this year, I believe. So I was one of the last. It was one of the last days before the lockdown. So the next lockdown. So um, I felt quite lucky. I wanted to explore what. Basically, I just really wanted to do it. I've been doing it. I've been thinking about it for a long time. Never really had the opportunity, and now suddenly I've got myself with an opportunity to do this. So I decided to grab it with both hands, and I told Rich to book it for me. And he went as well because he's always wanted to go to Zip World as well. So um, it was good, you know. Oh, sorry. And then obviously it was during the massive time of the pandemic. COVID was such a high thing where we all have to wear masks and everything. So it wasn't a normal Zipwire experience, as you could tell on the video. Um, I wore my mask the whole time, um, which kind of steamed up my which kind of steamed up my goggles, so I didn't really see all the way down. But I'll come back to that later. So yeah, it was. But basically, I thought if there's no better time than now, because you know what they say, you should always go for what you want to do. So I thought I'd have a go, and yeah, so we arrived there, and I immediately saw how high the zip wire was, how long it was, and saw people go down screaming. And I was immediately thinking, what have I let myself in for? This isn't good. And I genuinely thought, what have I done? What have I done? But then Rich calmed me down. We got checked in and everything, got suited and booted, and I was no longer scared for some reason. And then we went up this truck up the quarry to make our way from the bottom of it to the very top. I think it took about 10, 15, 20 minutes to get from the bottom to the top. I can't exactly remember. So I just enjoyed the view. The view was the most spectacular thing when we got to the top. Here's a picture now. Well, here's a few pictures of the view. And yeah, that's when it started to hit me. And we were one of the first to it, because there was a whole group of us that went up, and I think we were the third or fourth set of people to go down. So it was quite early. I didn't really have time to prepare myself. It would have been helpful if I'd gone last, and then I would have known what to. I could have processed it all and everything. And then we got to the top. We were at the start line. They laid me down and everything, and it was awkward because I don't like people touching me, but I couldn't understand the instructions they were saying, so they helped me move my body into the position I needed to be, which was a bit. And then where I was placed, you're literally lying down, and then all you can see in front of you is like a lake or lagoon thing. I'm not very good with my words. And I was just like thinking, what on earth are you doing, James? And then it was less than a minute to go before we went, and I was like thinking, oh no, I can't do this. And I genuinely started to have a panic attack. And I thought, I've just gone and wasted such and such money it cost me. I'm not going to do it. But then a voice came in my head and said, James, you can do it. You've made it this far. Go prove all the people wrong. Because lots of people say I wouldn't be able to do something like this. Or wouldn't achieve anything because my disability gets away of my life. So there's a sense of anger, and I wanted to prove them wrong. So I closed my eyes for 10 seconds, counted to 10, that's how I knew it was 10 seconds, and then I was just relaxed, and I was just like, I'm ready. And then the countdown started, 3, 2, 1, which means 3, 2, 1 in Welsh. As soon as I heard that, I was ready. I was just like, let's go. And then there was no go or anything. It was like 3, 2, 1. And then next thing I know, I'm going down the mountain. Well, not mountain. Going down the zip wire. We started going down the hill, and it was amazing. The sense of speed was incredible, and I knew the only way out of it now was, as soon as I started, was just to get to the end, and we'll see what happens. And I was going down the zip wire, going on, faster, 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 and it was incredible. And I was racing ahead of Rich because he was going down at the same time with me, thank goodness. And he was like I was in a race. I'd been on the starting grid of a race and just waiting for those 5 red lights to go out and then beep, let's go. And I've just felt like we nailed the start, and we were just going so fast down. And because I was wearing my mask and goggles, my goggles started to steam up, so I couldn't see where I was going. Thankfully, the zip wire was in control, not me. So I just tried looking up best I could to see what was going on. I didn't want to look down because I'm massively scared of heights. And then we just kept going on and on and on, and then we got to the bit where he started to slow down. So I'm going to refer to it as the finish line. So we crossed the finish line and we started to slow down. I got so emotional. It just started to hit me as we were slowing down what I'd just done. And it was incredible. And then when we came to a stop, there's this guy on the video if you'll see now.
Hello. It's all right.
He basically asked how it was, and I just didn't know what to say because sometimes I don't like always showing my emotions. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends which James you're going to get. And on that day, I just didn't really want to show my emotions. So I was just like, yeah, it was alright. But in reality, I was just like shaking. I didn't know what to say or do. I was just like crying inside. And then they got me off the ride. And then I found a bit quiet space. I just knelt down or sat down, I can't exactly remember. And I just started crying. Because that was a huge moment of my life. Sorry. Just thinking about it now. Yeah. It was such a moment that I'll never forget. It was one of the best moments of my life, and I really want to thank Rich I just hugged Rich. I just thanked him for encouraging me to do this. I thanked the voice in my head as well, because that was the final, like, get go, like saying, James, you can do it. And then, yeah, it was a huge moment. 2020 was a pretty shit year for most of us, and that was definitely that was probably my highlight post-COVID of that year. And it was definitely one of the biggest achievements I'd ever done in life. So, yeah. Sorry. And I've been extremely lucky since. As we now well know, I've driven and donutted a rally car. And I've had a ride with Nick Hamilton in a BTCC car. 2 more absolutely incredible opportunities I never thought I'd be able to achieve or do. And I've done both. But I believe Velocity 2, that day on Velocity 2, enabled those other things to happen. Because I started believing in myself that I could do something I thought was impossible. So, yeah. Looking back now, it just means the absolute world to me that I did something like that, you know? And, yeah. Makes me believe that I can achieve so much more. And that's exactly what I want to do. So, I will be returning to Zip World in November, and I will be doing it again, the Velocity 2, as part of training for something much bigger I want to do and achieve. I'm not going to reveal it just yet because I'm in the middle of sorting it out, and I really want it to come through before I can reveal what I plan to do. But next year, somewhere around my birthday, I want to do something to raise money for the National Autistic Society, who do such a good job at raising awareness and acceptance of autism, and do so much for our amazing autistic community. So when I post details, I really hope you can donate, or just anything really, just even if it's 1p, just to know that I've made some money for a charity doing something which, thinking about it now, is pretty scary, pretty exciting, pretty nerve-wracking. It's going to be the toughest journey of my life, for sure, what I'm about to do. I'm so excited, though, and I hope I can have all your love and support. Thank you all so much for watching this video. This meant a lot to me, and I look forward to going back again in November. And I think I might be doing a blog about the whole video, a vlog about the whole video, so who knows, maybe there might be a video vlog of my day at Zip World. Maybe I might reveal some more details then. But for now, thank you so much for watching. It means the absolute world to me to have you guys watching my videos, and let's change the world. One video at a time. #actually autistic. #dis from disability. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.